Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? So today I'm going to be showing you how to do, or how I do my 808s in Logic Pro and how to give them like that smooth, modern gliding sound that you hear in a lot of modern trap beats. And not only that, but there's a way that I used to do it that I just found it was just awful. They weren't in like, they weren't pitched properly half the time, and yeah, this way it's just a lot easier. It allows you to use it as an instrument essentially, and not only that, but I'll show you how to like get it so that they sound tight, like they sound in key, the right pitch, all that, and yeah, just make them sound super dope. As far as like sitting in the mix and mixing stuff like that, I'm gonna do videos on stuff like that later on. I'm just still in the process of learning mixing, and frankly, it's like trying to learn marketing, mixing, all this stuff. Like it can be overwhelming at times. So I'm just kind of taking it one day, one step at a time type thing. And eventually I will do videos on side chain compression, stuff like that, equalizing, all that stuff, like as I learn along the way. Unfortunately, this is only for Logic Pro. If you use Fruity Loops or something, this really isn't for you. Unfortunately, I've used, there's not that I don't have anything against any other DAW. I've used Logic. It's just a matter of like I'm just really familiar with it and comfortable with it. I just really like it, and it's served me well so far. So I've stuck with it. But anyway, let's get into it, and I'll show you how to make them sound super sick. And just bear in mind with me, like my video editing it's not super professional. I'm still working on it, so yeah, like I said, just bear with me. The videos will get better in time, and yeah, let's quickly give you an idea of how I used to do it. Here's a beat that I started like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, you just listen like the like they sound okay. They sound alright, but they just sound a little off. I think like they just could sound better. And how I was doing this was I would literally like just take a sample from Splice and I would drag it into Ultra Beat. If you want to know how to do this, I would go to drag and drop samples in Ultra Beat under the presets, under drum kits, and then you can just sort of drag in whatever samples you want to use. But I wouldn't recommend this method, and this is how I do it now. So this is a beat that I made. I started last night actually. It was weird. I was working on this beat, like the beat I just showed you, and actually that has the same sample, the intro sample, right? But it's kind of like a darker weird beat with samples and stuff. And then somehow it turned into this. But yeah, so if you listen to those 808s, they just sound they just sound richer, and it just sounds better. Like, but yeah, so how I make them sound like that is what I do is I use Alchemy, and what you want to do is you go to Advanced, you go to File, and you just clear it. And then what happens is you click on Sources and you go to A. It'll give you like a bunch of options which will come up. You hit Import Audio, and then yeah, so you just go into here and there's a little drop box. Make sure it's on sampler and pitch. and then you just drag your sample in. So now that you have your sample, you can like see you can just use it as an instrument. And bear with, like, I know some of you watching will probably be like, dude, are you stupid? Like, you should know how to do that. But for me, like, um, I'm still pretty new at beat. Like, I've only been at it for a couple of years, so I'm still learning a lot of shit. So um, for me, this was like kind of like a little nugget when I learned this. I was like, okay, this is really sick. And so when you're, what you want to do is over here on the right of the on the Alchemy interface, under advanced, there's rate and time, and then there's a glide knob, and you literally just put it at whatever you want, whatever you want it sitting at. And then for voices, some people like recommend just doing one or whatever, but I find like I don't really understand it, but if I have an idea correctly, I think it's just like the strength of the signal. I could be wrong, but I just go with 8, and it sounds fine. So what the key to get that sort of the swerviness to it is. So I'm just gonna be showing you how to just make sure that it's in the proper key that it should be in, and none of that. But I'll just show you like the general pattern that I have for the MIDI, just to give you an idea of how to create that glide. So just know that when you have the glide on, and you have the key sort of switching, like as you can see here, right here, that's in the key of A, and then I do a little switch up right here to C. And since I have the glide on, which, just to give you a better idea, it's right there. So, and I have it set to 38%, whatever. So it's about a third of the way up. And then you want to make sure, because sometimes when you get samples like 808s, they're not in the same key necessarily as your project. Like they might just be a little bit off by like a pitch or whatever, you know what I mean? I don't really know. Like the key's just off. So to fix that, just remember that the start of every octave on your keyboard, it should always be C. It should be C, right? You see there. So we know that's in key. And then it just goes up. You can actually learn what all the notes are. If you don't know theory, that's a good way to learn, to just sort of get more familiar with that. And then yeah, that's that voice thing I was talking about. I have it at 8. Not really sure what else. Oh yeah, so yeah, and the distortion, those are the distortion stats. So it's on nasty, distortion 2, pre-gains 4.5 dB, drives 0.40, and tones 10 dB. And this is what it sounds like. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Eventually, I'll be showing you guys more stuff in the future. But until next time, take care.